What if I told you that when a woman is drawn to you on a deeper level, she won't always say it directly, but her words will shift, her tone will soften, her language will reveal more than she realizes. Most men wait for obvious signs, flirting, compliments, or physical touch. But a Stoic man sees through the emotional subtext, not just the surface. He knows that true desire rarely announces itself. It reveals itself. Here's the truth. When a woman wants you, she won't always talk about sex. She'll talk about closeness. She'll mention feelings. She'll say things like, "You make me feel so calm. I've never met someone like you. I feel safe when I'm around you." These are not just compliments. They are open doors. You might be missing the moment because you're focused on words. But Stoicism teaches listen beyond language. Feel her energy, not her performance. If you're ready to recognize when her desire is silent but sincere, like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment. I observe what most men overlook. Number 1, when she says, "You smell so good." This is what she means. What if the scent she notices isn't just about cologne, but about closeness? What if behind those 4 words, "You smell so good," lies an entire emotional signal that invites you into something deeper? This isn't just about fragrance, it's about intimacy. It's about presence. When a woman comments on how you smell, she says, "I'm close enough to notice, and I like what I feel when I'm this close." Think of it like this scent is the most primal of all the senses. It bypasses logic and goes straight to memory, chemistry, and instinct. When she breathes you in and smiles, she's not analyzing. She's responding emotionally, biologically, to your presence. And here's what makes it even more powerful. She had to be close enough to know. That proximity matters. It means she's comfortable stepping into your space. It means you've passed the first test, safety. And now she's giving you a cue. I'm open. I'm curious. I want more. In that moment, the Stoic man doesn't freeze. He doesn't giggle nervously or dismiss the compliment he holds frame. He smiles slowly and says, "Thanks, I like how you smell too." Not to flatter, but to reflect presence. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." The man trained in self-awareness doesn't overthink this signal. He feels it, accepts it, and stays rooted. He doesn't chase validation in her compliment. He acknowledges it and keeps guiding the energy forward. And she feels that, the strength, the stillness, the clarity. You're not reacting like a boy starved for attention. You're responding like a man who knows what intimacy means and how to hold it. Often this line comes wrapped in softness, a smile, a pause, a longer than usual hug. She may lean in just slightly closer, not by accident, but by design. She's handing you the keys to the moment, asking without asking. Will you open this door? And your answer doesn't need to be physical, it can be emotional presence. Eye contact, a question asked more slowly, a moment held just 1 beat longer than usual. That's how you build tension. That's how you build trust. And that's how one compliment turns into a memory. Because in that pause, that breath, where neither of you speaks, she begins to imagine what it would feel like to be even closer. Not to your scent, but to you. Comment below. I don't seek attention, I embody presence. Number 2, when she says you're trouble, she's hoping you'll prove her right. Gently. She leans in with a mischievous smile, her eyes narrow just a little, and with a teasing tone she says, "It's your trouble, aren't you?" Most men take that as a warning, a red flag, a cue to back off, apologize, or play it safe, but not you. Because you understand that beneath those words is a spark, a hidden invitation, a confession wrapped in playfulness. You stir something in me. I don't know what it is yet. And that excites me. When a woman calls you trouble, she's not condemning you. She's surrendering to curiosity. She's acknowledging that you've disrupted her expectations, and part of her likes it. You're not just another safe, scripted encounter. You've stepped outside the lines and drawn her with you. This is where Stoicism comes in, not to suppress emotion, but to anchor you in the moment. Marcus Aurelius taught you have power over your mind, not outside events. So when she throws this playful challenge at you, you don't flinch, you don't inflate your ego or deny the tension. You hold the energy, you keep eye contact, and you respond with calm amusement. Maybe I am, but you don't seem to mind. You're keeping the polarity alive, the dance between predictability and surprise, between comfort and tension. She doesn't want reassurance, she wants presence, the kind of confident presence that can handle flirtation without falling into neediness. Watch her body language, the tilt of her head, the change in her tone. These are signals of emotional tension. And instead of trying to dissolve it, the Stoic man lets it simmer. He doesn't chase approval. He doesn't over-explain. He invites her deeper without ever losing his center. Why? Because he understands something simple but rare. Attraction isn't about convincing, it's about evoking by staying grounded, playful and composed. You offer her something few men do, the space to explore her edge without judgment. And that's what makes her trust you, remember you, crave you. So the next time she smiles and calls you trouble, don't retreat. Lean in, not with pressure, but with poise. Let her feel the steady fire behind your quiet confidence comment below. I stay grounded even when she calls me trouble. Number 3, I don't usually do this, but the hidden invitation. Behind her hesitation, she hesitates, her voice softens, her eyes shift, and then almost like a confession, she says it. I don't usually do this, but to the untrained ear, it sounds like doubt, caution, a boundary. But to the Stoic man, it's a signal, a deeply vulnerable one. Because what she's really saying is this: I'm stepping outside my usual rules. Because something about you makes me want to. This isn't about manipulation. It's not a game. It's a moment of psychological and emotional openness. She's giving you a window into her nervousness, desire, and inner conflict. She's letting you know that she's torn between her norm and her impulse. And in that moment, she's watching you. Will you panic and apologize? Will you freeze or try to push? Or will you do what few men know how to do, hold space for her truth? Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." The Stoic man lives by this. He recognizes that attraction rooted in truth, not performance, creates real connection. So he listens deeply, responds calmly, and leads clearly. When she says, "I don't usually do this," she's not looking for your approval. She's checking if you're present enough to guide the moment with confidence, not pressure. This is where emotional leadership becomes everything. Your response should affirm her vulnerability and guide the energy with clarity. Something like, "That's okay. I appreciate you trusting this moment. I want you to feel comfortable with whatever happens next." That simple response does 3 powerful things. Validates her honesty without turning it into a big deal. Affirms your awareness, you're tuned in, not rushing. Signals emotional strength, you're not thrown off by complexity. Remember, this isn't about getting somewhere fast. It's about deepening trust, about letting her feel safe while her heart races a little faster. When a woman crosses her line for you, it's never random. She wants the moment to mean something. She wants to look back and feel that she followed her instincts and her dignity. So be the man who makes that possible, not by controlling the moment, but by leading it with calm, steady confidence. Because when you do, she'll not only remember what happened, she'll remember how safe she felt doing something she doesn't usually do. Now speak out and comment below. I guide desire, I never rush it. Number 4, it's getting late, but I don't feel like leaving her softest invitation. Yet time has passed. The conversation flows like a quiet river. Her voice slows her posture, relaxes, and she glances at the clock, then looks back at you with a subtle smile. It's getting late, but I don't feel like leaving. Don't let the softness fool you. That line isn't a casual remark. It's an emotional offering. She's handing you the steering wheel, asking silently, "Will you take us somewhere deeper?" This moment is not about words. It's about energy, and she's watching yours closely. If you panic, joke it away, or dismiss it politely, the moment closes. But if you pause, breathe, and respond like a man who knows what he's doing, everything shifts. Stoicism isn't about being stoic in the cliché sense. It's about stillness. Presence commanding the room without trying to. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one in this moment." Being a good man means leading gently, clearly, confidently. She doesn't want you to pressure her. She wants you to recognize her signal and guide the energy forward without hesitation. Because the truth is, she's already made her emotional move. Now she's waiting to see if you're man enough to lead the next one. So what should you do? Start by leaning into the intimacy of her words. Smile. Make eye contact. Then say something simple but grounding like, "I feel the same. Why don't we stay a little longer?" Or, "Then let's not rush anything. I like having you here." From there, the direction is yours to set. You can deepen the conversation, share something more personal, or gently suggest a new setting. The key is to be aware of her comfort, her readiness, and your own calm power. The Stoic man doesn't act out of hunger or fear. He moves with awareness, and that awareness tells her you're safe here, and this moment is meaningful. What she truly desires is not just a place to stay, but a space where her desire is understood, not exploited, where her vulnerability is held, not taken for granted. Give her that space, and she won't just stay late, she'll stay connected. Comment below. I move slowly, but I lead with clarity. Number 5. Do you think I'm that innocent? Her boldest invitation for you to see her fully. She looks at you, maybe with a smirk, maybe with eyes that dare, and says it. Do you think I'm that innocent? It's not a real question, it's a test. And more than that, it's an invitation, because behind that playful tone is a deeper message. There's more to me than you think, and I want to know if you can handle it. This isn't about moral judgment, it's about depth. She shows you a side of herself that most people don't see. And she's watching closely. Will you retreat into safety or lean into the edge with calm curiosity? To a man without presence, this question can feel dangerous, too bold, too confusing. He jokes it off or avoids it completely. But the Stoic man understands she's not asking for permission. She's asking for recognition. As Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The way you respond here says everything. About your emotional maturity, about your comfort with complexity, about your ability to hold space for the full spectrum of who she is, not just the polite, curated version. So how do you respond? First, don't be shocked. Don't freeze or try to correct her. This isn't about right or wrong. It's about trust. She's testing whether you'll judge her for her boldness or welcome it. The right move is to lean in calmly, smile, hold eye contact, and say something like, "I don't think you're innocent. I think you're interesting." Tell me more. That line does 3 things. Affirms her depth, you're not locked into surface level roles. Signals your calm confidence, you're not afraid of emotional tension. Invites her to open up without pressure, only curiosity. This isn't just flirtation, it's a gateway to real attraction, to trust, to connection. That isn't based on control, but on understanding. She wants to know. Will you still see me, want me when I stop being predictable, and your job as a man of inner stillness is to answer with presence, not to tame her wildness, but to respect it. Because only then does she feel free enough to be fully seen. And the moment you pass that test, you're no longer just another guy. You're the one she can finally be real with. Comment below. I don't fear depth, I welcome it. Number 6, I feel like I can be myself around you. The highest compliment she'll never say lightly. When she says I feel like I can be myself around you, she isn't making small talk. She's handing you something rare, something sacred. It means her guard is down, not because she's weak, but because she feels safe. Not because you impressed her with perfection, but because you allowed her to be imperfect. In a world where women are constantly measured, judged, and told who to be, the space to simply be is revolutionary. And if she feels that way around you, it's not by accident. It's because you've become a space, not a performance, a presence, not a pressure. This is what Stoicism looks like in relationships. Not emotional detachment, but emotional grounding. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if thou wilt always look there." When you've done the inner work, when you've made peace with your own chaos, you become a refuge for hers. She notices that you don't rush to fix her, that you don't flinch when she's raw, that your silence isn't cold, it's steady, that your gaze doesn't demand, it understands. And in that energy, her armor slips. She starts sharing stories no one else has heard, and laughing without filtering, crying without shame. Because she knows even if she falters, you won't. This kind of connection can't be faked. It doesn't come from charm or tricks. It comes from the quiet mastery of a man who's tamed his own ego and no longer needs to dominate to feel strong. So how do you respond? You don't make it about you. You make it deeper about her. Say something like, "I'm grateful you feel that way. I feel it too." And then stay. Stay with her energy. Stay with her truth. Let her see that this space wasn't a performance. It's your nature. Because when a woman feels she can be herself with you, not just the version she curates, but the messy, brilliant, evolving version, she won't just remember you. She'll trust you. And in the realm of real connection, trust is the bridge to everything. Comment below, I create safety, not pressure. Number 7. So, what now? The moment she hands you the wheel, it's late. The energy is thick, not awkward, but charged. She looks at you, a little smile playing on her lips, and then drops the line. So, what now? This isn't her being indecisive. This is her being vulnerable. She's done her part. She's opened the emotional space. Now she's offering it to you to see what kind of man you are. Will you fill that space with leadership or with hesitation? A Stoic man knows exactly what this moment is. It's not just about logistics, it's about direction. She's inviting you to lead, not with control, but clarity. And your next move will tell her everything she needs to know. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Let your mind constantly dwell on all the things that are part of man's fate, and make it your business to be a good man." In this context, a good man means someone who doesn't shy away from decision. Someone who can sense emotional momentum and respond with confidence. When she asks what now, she says, "I'm ready, but I won't lead this part. Show me who you are." This is your cue to propose the next location. Shift the energy into deeper conversation. Initiate respectful intimacy if the vibe is mutual. Or simply take her hand and say, "Let's walk a bit." The what matters less than the how. She doesn't need fireworks, she needs direction without pressure, presence without hesitation. And most importantly, she needs to feel that you're anchored, that whatever comes next, you won't fold, rush, or lose yourself. The Stoic man acts from purpose, not impulse. He senses desire, yes, but he's never ruled by it. That's what makes him safe and thrilling. Grounded and unpredictable. And that's why she gives him the keys to moments like this. So when she asks, "What now?" don't overthink, led with calm energy, smile, and let her feel that wherever you're headed, you're sure of it. Because that certainty, that's what makes her want to follow. Comment below, "I don't hesitate. I lead with presence." Number 8. You're powerful, what she really means. When she feels safe in your strength. She looks at you after a pause, maybe during a quiet conversation, maybe after watching how you handled something unexpected, and softly says, "You're powerful." She's not just talking about your body, she's talking about your presence. In that moment, she's recognizing something few men ever learn, to master the ability to remain composed, clear, and calm, no matter what's swirling around you. That's what women are drawn to on a primal level, not domination, not aggression, but grounded power. It's the kind of energy that doesn't flinch in conflict, doesn't rush to fill silences, doesn't break under pressure. Because it comes from within. Seneca once said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." When a woman tells you you're powerful, it means you've already passed a test, one you might not even know she was giving. She watched how you responded to a subtle challenge, how you handled tension, how you remained patient when you could have pushed. And she felt something shift, something ancient, something safe. That's why her tone is different. It's not praise, it's reverence. It's her way of saying, "I trust your energy, I trust your depth, I want to be around it." So how do you respond? Not by flexing, not by pretending to be humble either. Respond with quiet acknowledgement. A simple, "Thank you. I just try to stay grounded," or "I think real strength is about knowing yourself." You're not downplaying it. You're reflecting it back with clarity. Letting her know this isn't an accident. This is who you've chosen to become. And then hold that space. Let your presence continue to do what your words already did, create emotional gravity. Because a man who doesn't need to prove his power is the one she instinctively leans toward. He doesn't need to raise his voice. He is the calm. He doesn't push, he pulls by simply being. Now comment below, real power is presence without pressure. You came here wondering if she'll say something obvious when she wants you. But now you understand she already has, just not in the way you expected. When she opens up emotionally, when her guard drops, when she starts inviting you into her emotional world. That's not small talk, it's subconscious readiness. The Stoic man doesn't rush. He doesn't mistake every compliment for consent. He simply remains calm, centered, and tuned in. And when the moment is right, he moves not with hunger, but with clarity. Because when she says, "I feel different around you," she's not just being kind, she's testing if you are aware of what she won't say out loud. If you're ready to master emotional intelligence and earn her desire without pressure, like this video, subscribe and comment. I move with awareness, not assumption. Stay composed, stay perceptive, because the man who listens deeply never needs to ask twice.